It's the Cardinals on WB11. Tony La Russa and the Redbirds playing great baseball. 15 wins, most in the National League in the month of May. And here at PNC Park, a beautiful day. And with a win today, the Cardinals wrap up their 5th straight winning series. Big crowd is on hand. No rain in the forecast. That's the good news on a Sunday. When you come to Pittsburgh, it's the Cards and Pirates in Game 3 in the finale. With Al Rabosky, my name is Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to Cardinals Baseball, everybody. Great to have you with us. Like we mentioned, no rain. Every single Sunday that the Pirates have hosted a game, it has rained, but not here today. It's going to be beautiful. And the Cardinals have Jason Simon-Tachi on the mound, and what a great story he's turned out to be.
Well, it really has been. He comes out of nowhere. Well, Italian leagues is somewhere, but obviously this guy learned how to pitch. He's traveled and even had a stint with the Pirates in the minor leagues. They released him. He doesn't have the blazing stuff, just like their starter today, but he knows how to change speeds and pitch on both sides of the plate.
And their starter was part of their big deal they made with the White Sox. Here is Josh Fogg.
And Josh Fogg is another guy that won't really electrify the pitching charts, but he knows how to change speeds. He's got a little tailing action on his fastball, and it just seems like he's synonymous with winning also.
Simon-Tachi, what has made him successful?
Well, I think it's the fact that he's been kind of fearless. He usually pitches ahead in the count, and he just goes to attacks the hitters, and he tries not to pitch in the middle of the plate. It's on either side.
Simon-Tachi against Josh Fogg here today. PNC Park, a pair of right-handers going head-to-head. Two surprises. They're not even supposed to be in the major leagues, these two. These two go head-to-head. Cards and Pirates coming up next. On WB11 is brought to you by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you by your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Cardinals on WB11. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Center, St. Louis's #1 choice for tires and automotive service. And by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with lower fares. Tony La Russa and the Cardinals trying to win their 5th consecutive series. Here's a look at his lineup. It's presented by Southwest Airlines. Eli Marrero, big night last night with 4 RBIs. He's in there today. Pena, Drew, Pujols, Edmonds, Martinez, Renteria, Matheny. There's Eli. Then Simon-Tachi. Chrysler Jeep starter is the right-hander Josh Fogg for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pena on the first pitch at 135. Lines it into left. That's how we start without number 1. How about Fogg, Al?
Well, he's a young man that's got off to a nice start, 5-2 on the year. The ERA, you see 2 3/4, fewer hits than innings pitched, and he has good command, better than 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. The one thing about him is you'll see that he throws very few pitches in the middle of the plate. It's usually inside or out.
Here's J.D. Drew in the 2nd spot in the order. That's the ball outside. J.D. hitting .287 on the year with 7 home runs and 22 RBIs. Cardinals are in the midst of 15 of 18 on the road. The only 3 at home will be against the Pirates next weekend at Busch Stadium. J.D. has had success on the road, 7th among National League road hitters, .341 away from Busch. Numbers are down this year for J.D. There's a strike, 2 balls and a strike. He singled and walked last night, hitting safely for the 17th time in 21 games away from St. Louis.
One little 4-game hitting streak, 5 for 13.
2-2, pulled the string.
Now Josh Fogg has fastball, a sinker, a cut fastball, a slider, curveball, and changeup.
Full count on Drew, who was the hero on Wednesday night. 440-foot shot the 9th inning. Walk-off home run, 3-2 over the Astros. Then did it again on Thursday in the 8th. His 2nd straight game-winning RBI. Bounce to first, that's Craig Wilson. Flip to Fogg, 2 outs. Here's a look at the defense. A few changes for Lloyd McClendon here today. It's brought to you by Dobbs. Wilson and Benjamin on the right side of the infield. Aramis Ramirez is at third base again. Jack Wilson, the shortstop. Center some controversy with the Pirates this series. Giles is in left. Hermanson is in center. Makoviak is in right. And Kendall is behind the plate. Here's Albert Pujols. He's turned it up a notch, hitting .288, edging closer to .300, and started the game off yesterday with a 2-run home run.
It's a nice way to let your starting pitcher settle in with a 2-run lead like Albert provided last night.
And Woody Williams did the rest for that victory.
Woody and the bullpen only allowed 3 hits. There was 3 hitless innings by the bullpen. Of course, they worked the 2 home runs, but you know, they never got a man in scoring position.
That's unbelievable. Something like 270 games that hadn't happened. There's a drive down the left field line. Pujols has done it again. Home run into deep left. And that is number 9 for Albert. He's starting to come alive, and it's 1-0 St. Louis.
Well, Tony's been seeing some good positive signs from Albert, where starting to pull the pitches now that he's supposed to, but pitches out away from him, driving it to the opposite field. Look at there, he's out in front of it a little bit, but just lines it for the 1-0 lead. Yesterday, in the first inning, there was a 2-0 shot. That was really a blast.
Here is Edmonds. So, big weekend for Albert. A couple of home runs and RBI number 28 on the season, and his 9th home run of the year. Edmonds looks at a strike. Quickly 0-2. Jim had a couple of hits last night. He was 2 for 4. Leads the team in hitting at .331, which is in the top 10 of the National League. Broken bat hit to short. Wilson can take his time. And that's the 3rd and final out here in the top of the 1st. But Albert Pujols has put the Cardinals on top with home run number 9. Simon Tachi has a lead early on. 1-0 St. Louis. Lloyd McClendon, second-year manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, trailing 1-0 to the Cardinals. Here's a look at his lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Giles has been hot. It'll be Hermanson, Jack Wilson, then Giles. We'll see him here in the 1st. Ramirez, Makoviak, Kendall, Wilson, Benjamin, and the pitcher Fogg. Around the Horn is brought to you by Dobbs. A look at the Cardinals defense here today. Tino has not made an error yet. He's at 1st, along with the Gold Glover at 2nd, Fernando Vina. Pujols has put the Cardinals on top, his 2nd home run in as many days. He's at 3rd. Renteria is at short. Eli, 4 RBIs last night. Started behind the plate last night. He's in left today. Edmonds in center. Drew is in right. And Mike Matheny gets to start behind the plate today. On the mound, Jason Simon Tachi.
Well, Jason, he's 2-0, and the team has won all 3 of his starts.
Part of our Chrysler Jeep starting matchup. 2-0, 2.37 ERA, and opponents only hitting .232. He has done a heck of a job since being called up. Hermanson is in the hole 0-2. Hermanson, Wilson, and Giles. His last start was against Houston. That was at Busch Stadium. And Simon Tachi was outstanding.
Now you think about it, Atlanta, Cincinnati, and Houston, there's 3 very good hitting clubs that Simon has just gone through, and has pitched very effectively. 7 innings, 5 innings, and 7 innings.
1-2. 5 hits allowed those 7 innings, and you look at 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Houston, and that's pretty darn good. And they were 1 for 8 with 3 strikeouts. He shut them down. There's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Jason Simon Tachi. Very big start for him, Al.
Well, I think he has proven that he deserves this start. Remember, there was a little bit of pressure on him because Bud Smith starts this same day today. So they're on the same sequence, and no one knew who was going to make this start on Sunday. But after what he did with the Astros winning the 2nd game, there was no doubt about it. He should be making the start.
Here's Jack Wilson, the shortstop. He was part of a brawl. I'm going to sensationalize this as much as I can because we're part of the media, Al. It's always our fault. Wilson is hitting .217, 3 for 7 in this series with a couple of doubles, and fouls that back. No balls, 2 strikes. But seriously, he was in a little shoving match with Brian Boehringer on Friday night on a ball that was hit by Cairo towards short. Wilson left his feet, dove for it, didn't make the play, and Boehringer called him out on the field. Cameras caught it all over ESPN and Fox and all the national sports news stations, and everybody saw it. Renteria calls for it, and that's the 2nd out. He You think about some of the skirmishes that have happened over the years, Al. Billy Martin with Reggie Jackson in the Yankees dugout was much publicized. Right here in Pittsburgh, Jim Leland during spring training went after Bonds.
But in most cases, like something that happened in the 90s is when Andy Van Slyke got into a fight with Barry Bonds, but nobody knew about it for 10 years because it was in the locker room behind closed doors where most of these little family spats are supposed to start and end.
Here's our Ford Key matchup. It's Brian Giles, 542 during this 7-game hit streak, 4 home runs. He has been consistent the last few years for the Pirates. Really their only consistent hitter that they have had. And that includes Kendall. He had a down year last year. Ramirez is on deck. Pirates get off to a good start, 12-5. But since then, that is ripped down in the corner in right field. Giles will dig for 2. JD comes up throwing, and it's offline a bit. 2-out stand-up double for Brian Giles.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. And he just continues at this torrid pace. That ball was out away from him, but he turned on it and rakes it into the corner. JD did a nice job going into that corner, getting it back to the infield quickly.
Brings in Ramirez. We saw his all-out hustle last night. Got the shades on. He looks cool. He's ready to roll.
Oh, man. 2 hits in his last 25 at-bats. Both of them were home runs.
Good pitch by Simon Tachi on the outside corner.
And Mike Matheny want to go out and make sure they're on the same page.
Ramirez, the man at the plate, over 100 RBIs last year, but this season got off to a slow start, injured his ankle, missed about a half a month.
Well, remember, he also was suspended for 7 games because let his emotions get away with him, got in a fight, charged the mound, but that was bad enough. But when he threw his helmet is what got him the 7-game suspension.
That was against Milwaukee, right?
Right. And at that time, they were in first place. And, you know, the responsibility of a cleanup hitter with a first-place club is you don't get yourself suspended for 7 games.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs and Giles at second. Cardinals lead it 1-0. Almost got Giles, who elected not to dive back in the bag, and that may have cost him, but he's back in there safely. Our second base umpire is Paul Emmel. We saw a pickoff play last night with Beanie and Woody Williams.
Now, they did it perfectly, and very close play. Gets that leg, and it looked like
he's out. He's out.
I thought he was at the time, but there's only one guy that counts.
Ramirez into deep center field. Edmonds back on the track near the wall. Leaps, and it's gone. Home run, Ramirez. Number 3 on the year, and it's a 2-1, the Pittsburgh lead. Simon Tachi did not get the call on the pickoff play. Next pitch, a home run, and the lead to the Pirates.
Now let's see what his pitch is. Look at how much space there is between. Oh boy, he just missed terribly with his location. Looked like he was well off the plate. Jimmy tries to time his jump, and it really only lasts up there in the guy in the first row. Here's what happened when they didn't get the call here. And it looked like he might have been out, but Paul Emmel said safe. Then he misses on the location of that pitch, and it cost a 2-run home run.
So it's 2-1. Here's Makoviak, the right fielder. Armando Rios was to be their everyday right fielder, but now it's Makoviak after Rios trying to get back from knee surgery has struggled. Ramirez, as Al told you, just 3 hits and almost 30 at-bats, and all of those have been home runs. His last 28 now. That's pulled just foul. Simon Tachi has to be almost perfect to win.
Well, if you were to look at that home run swing, I mean, it looked like Matheny was set up away, and it looks like the batter. Look how far off the plate, but look at how far he misses his location. And down and in, where you see the full extension. and that spelled trouble. So, you know, it's just the fact that you miss your spots, and they had a chance to pitch him away, misses, comes back in the middle of the plate, and he paid for it.
Good pitch there. He went outside, then that last one right there was inside. Didn't get the call. It's 2-2.
It's only the second home run that Jason has allowed in 20 innings.
That's tapped foul. The first one was against Atlanta in a 3-2 win in his major league debut.
Remember, that was the first hit that was off of him. I think he retired 11 in a row before he gave up that home run to Marcus Giles, wasn't it?
Right.
Brian Giles' younger brother.
Second strikeout in the inning, swinging Rob Makoviak. So 2 strikeouts, but a home run, a 2-run shot by Ramirez. It's 2-1 Buccos. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste and won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Cards and Astros tomorrow at 3 on WB11. Memorial Day, 3 o'clock. What's on Tap brought to you by Bud. Pittsburgh leads it here in the second, 2-1. Here's Tino Martinez, Tino, Renteria, and Mike Matheny.
Tino told me yesterday he had a lot of trouble against the left-hander Jimmy Anderson with that little hesitation in his windup. But hopefully this will be a better day.
Cardinals were able to really steal against Anderson. That was easy. 5 stolen bases on the night, 2 by Vina. Vina leads the club with 9. Marrero had a stolen base as well. He has 7. That's a career high for him. 2 balls and a strike on Martinez. He has sat out just 1 game this year. That was because of illness on Tuesday night. First game he has missed all season. And on Wednesday, he reached base 4 times. Had an RBI base hit on Thursday, looking for his first hit in this series against the Pirates.
Yeah, and I think it not only was the only game he's missed, but it was the only innings he's missed. Playing every inning other than that game on Tuesday night, which kind of started the little virus that was running through the clubhouse.
Full count on Tino. And he pops it up. Shortstop Jack Wilson will make the play in shallow center. First out here in the second. Cardinal fans on Sunday, June 2nd. The Cardinals play the Pirates. That'll be next weekend. It's Pasta House, Coca-Cola Pennant Day at the ballpark. 1:10 start next Sunday. All fans 15 and under with a paid admission receive a pennant featuring shortstop Edgar Renteria. That'll be courtesy, again, of the Pasta House Company and Coca-Cola. 421-3060. Good seats still remaining. 421-3060 or stlcardinals.com. An 0-1. Renteria grounds to his counterpart at short. Wilson, 2 outs. And it's up to Matheny with nobody on. Bank of America inside the numbers. Fewest in the National League. We're talking about strikeouts as a team, and the Cardinals at 286 leading the league are the Diamondbacks, followed by the Giants, then St. Louis. Bank of America inside the numbers.
National League average 324. Mitchell Page, that was one of his goals this year, to make more contact. If you do so, you'll have a chance to have something good happen.
Here's Mike Matheny. Edmonds has really cut down on his strikeouts to start this year. Drews are up. No Mark McGwire in the lineup. That was a lot of strikeouts a year ago.
And Tino has a lot more walks than he has strikeouts, so that's a big difference.
Did you hear what Barry Bonds told a paper in San Francisco? He believes Mark McGwire is going to come back to the major leagues.
Really?
Quoted as saying that a couple of days ago.
And I can hear Mark laughing right now.
On the golf course. He's trying to get ready to play in some of those semi-professional events.
Yeah, Mark was a 5 handicapper in high school.
Wilson runs out of room. I would love to watch him.
Well, yeah, they say that as he hits a baseball, it's the same with a golf ball. Now, we never saw him swing a golf club while he was with us because it used to aggravate his back. But apparently he's lost some weight and playing an awful lot of golf. Or some of his instructors are pretty well known too.
Yep. On 2-2, it's hit into left center field. Hermanson can't chase it down and catch it. Matheny's going to try for two, stretching into a double. He is saved. Good slide by Matheny. Had to go to the outside part of the bag, and he is in scoring position.
That's a great play when you're safe, and you feel a little foolish if you get thrown out. But Mike gets himself in scoring position. You know, he's always hustling. Nice slide right there. He knows he can go as hard as he can, but he slides right to that back corner as they try to lunge for the bag. He just finds an opening right there.
Had to be perfect with that slide.
And you got to leave the batter's box thinking to in order for Mike to be successful. You're going to intentionally pass Eli Morrell. I was watching some of the video of Fogg with Kerry Robinson sitting in a chair right in front of me. Tony called him over and came back, and I said, "You in the lineup today?" And he goes, "No." He said he has to put Eli in the lineup. And I said, "Well, you got to start throwing some left hooks." He said, "Tony took my hand and popped his jaw, you know, saying the same thing, like, hey, I'm sorry, I promised you would be playing on Sunday, but Eli, 4 RBIs last night, great contribution to the win." He said, "I got to put him in there."
Yep. Paul Immel is our second base umpire, and he's in perfect position to make this call on the double by Mike Matheny.
Now you see right there, he got his nose in there.
Too bad he missed the pickoff play and cost the Cardinals. You jerk.
Hey, was he in perfect position that time too? You called him a what?
A jerk.
Oh.
Here's Simon Tachi. I'm upset about it. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh.
There it is.
Tachi helps himself. Makes it into right. Makoviak comes up gunning. One hopper to the plate, so the bases will be loaded. Oquendo wisely held up Mike Matheny, so bases loaded for Vigna.
Well, that's how you help yourself out. That's his first major league hit. And just nice piece. Ball out away from him. Look at that good concentration. Slicing down on the ball. Mike running hard, but he's carrying that piano. Not really. But that was a decision that, you know, they had to make. There are 2 outs, and hit that ball a little bit too hard.
Yep.
Got it out to Makoviak too quickly.
So it's up to Vigna. Fernando 1 for 11 in this series. He's seen just one pitch here today. He lined out to left to start the game. And looks at a strikeout. Breaking ball from Josh Fogg. Fernando is edging closer to hit number 1,000 in his career. He's 6 away. Leads the team in base hits with 59 this season. Actually, he's only 4 more away.
Right.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I can see that this pitcher, from watching a lot of video, a lot of the left-handers, he'll throw the ball away. He's got a little sinking action to it. And Vigna is very good at taking that pitch and going to left.
Pulls this one deep right field. Is it enough? It is gone. Grand slam, Vigna. Oh, Vigna the home run. His first on the year, and it's a grand slam. 5-2 Cardinals.
Well, all the time watching video, I saw very few pitches thrown inside. And that's why I was thinking. But if you're thinking about a way, if they throw a ball down and in, you can still adjust to that. Boy, this is just a dream pitch for Fernando Vigna. And look at still, he didn't try to jump out of his shoes. Nice contact. He's 3 away, but he'll remember that one, 996th hit of his career.
How about the
97.
RBIs that he's driving in now?
Got 23 RBIs. That's as many as Renteria, more than Drew.
Yeah. He's become a very good RBI man at the top of the order. Here's J.D. Base is empty now, and a 3-run lead for St. Louis after the grand slam by Vigna. J.D. smacks it towards second. Mike Benjamin is there. Over to Craig Wilson, and the Cardinals are done here in the top half. Vina, home run number 1, a grand slam. 5-2 Cardinals. For twice as much information in 30 minutes as anyone else in town, join Jeff Bernthal, Melanie Moon, Karen Shipman, and Dan Issa for WB11 News, Weather, and Sports. Tonight at 9. You're watching the Cardinals on WB11, KPLR TV St. Louis, and the Cardinals Television Network. Fernando Vina grand slam, and it's 5-2 Cardinals here in the bottom of the second. What a day on this Sunday afternoon at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Glad you're with us. Simon Tachi now with the lead. It's Kendall, Wilson, and Benjamin in the second.
I got a nice call from Karen Shipman yesterday. She wants to go to my classes on meteorology.
Is that right?
Yeah, she needs a refresher course or something.
You were a little shaky, I thought, back home, but you've regrouped very nicely here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a nice day here.
It's very nice.
A little cloud cover, but very, very nice.
Kendall pops it foul, and out of play into the seats. Remember, Jason used to be their leadoff man. Not anymore.
Yeah, they moved him to the 6th spot, and he really seems to have done a fine job. He's batting .340 in the 32 games from the 6th spot in the order. And he's raised his average from 119 to 270 in the last 33 games.
Renteria for the first out. Over to Tino. That's how we start the bottom of the second. That'll bring in Craig Wilson. Getting a start today. Kevin Young will have a seat today. He'll come off the bench. Also Pokey Reese now to start today in place of Mike Benjamin.
You know, the way we saw Kevin Young swing the bat, not only this year but last year, I'd have to give Wilson some more playing time.
This guy can run a little bit too. He's got some pop, plays good defense, but Kevin Young is just not getting the job done.
Well, and one of the higher salaried players in the Pirates, but
so Wilson getting a chance today. That's into right field through plenty of room for out number 2. How about Fernando? Grand slam on his first home run of the year.
Well, that's what you need, and at the right time to come up there with the bases loaded, a 2-out base hit, and do it with a really puncturing the ball, putting that exclamation point on it with a grand slam.
Here's Benjamin. We saw him part of a double switch in last night's ball game. 5 for his last 16. 13 years now in the major leagues. Missed all of last season. And he grounds it to Renteria. Very solid as Edgar makes the play, and a quick inning for Simon Tachi. We played 2, and the Cardinals lead it 5-2. Two home runs in this game. One from Albert Pujols that put the Cardinals on top back in the first, 1-0. 2 home runs for St. Louis, 1 for Pittsburgh. Today, Albert, a 2-out shot into left. He had a 2-run shot last night. It'll be Pujols, Edmonds, and Tino here in the Cardinals half of the third.
They had 2 big 2-out hits.
Albert, a ground ball to short. There's Jack Wilson for the first out here in the third. Let's turn to our Suntrip automotive trivia question. Name the actor that portrayed Old Yeller in the Disney film.
No, that's easy. Spike.
It is Spike.
Yeah, Spike.
You're right.
Didn't you
Now,
know
Old
that?
Yeller. Yeah, actually, I did know that. Old Yeller is our director, producer extraordinaire. And on KPLR Sundays, we like
to remind him how old he is.
To remind him that he's old and that he yells an awful lot. He's a very kind old man. So that's why we do it. And nothing to do with baseball except the tie-in with Old Yeller. Here's Edmonds, who is grounded out. Kent Sample is also known as Old Yeller. Edmonds today is grounded out 2 short. One and 2. Doug Stanton helps put together those trivia questions. He was hard at work late last night coming up with that one. The 1-2 pitch taken for a ball. I understand some extensive research was done into the wee hours of the morning here in Pittsburgh by our staff here in Pittsburgh. Full count. Tino on deck.
Well, this day in Pirates history is kind of a memorable one if you're old enough to remember it.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Fogg. That is number 1.
Danny, how about back on 1959 on this day? Harvey Haddix pitched 12 perfect innings before losing to the Milwaukee Braves 1-0 in the 13th.
I don't remember it, but I knew it happened. How about that?
That's why I knew you would.
Of course. Tino takes the ball, looking for his first hit in the series. A little disappointed that Brian Bartow and his crack staff have not come up with a Cardinal history moment for our game notes. Tino is 0 for 2. I'm going to tell Brian you're very unhappy about that situation. It's going to be your fault when we get on the plane tonight. Our Bud Sports crew has come up with our This Day in Baseball history. Brought to you by Schnucks back in 1916. A 12-1 victory over the Braves. The Giants' Benny Coffey. It's picked off first base 3 times.
How about this? Back in 1930, we were talking about strikeouts earlier. Joel Sewell of the Cleveland Indians, who fanned only 3 times in 353 at-bats during the season, was struck out twice in the same game by Pat Caraway of the White Sox. So other than that game, he struck out 1 time the rest of the year.
Sounds like a modern-day player, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Simon Tachi has a couple of strikeouts. That was in the first inning. Here we are in the bottom of the 3rd. Home runs by Pujols and Vigna. Vigna's a grand slam. Here's Josh Fogg. Simon Tachi knocks it down. Nice play. Gathers and throws. For the first out, he gave up a home run to Ramirez to make it a 2-1 Pirates lead. Since then, he has set down 5 straight.
I was talking to one of the front office personnel, Larry Monroe of the White Sox, and asking about the trade that brought Kip Wells and Josh Fogg, Sean Lowe to the Pirates for Richie. And he said they held out for 2 months trying not to give them that many players. But what they felt is they needed to have a veteran starter that made under $3 million, that they could have somebody that would be an anchor to their staff instead of pitching all young kids.
Richie is only 3-5 now, Al, for the White Sox. Dave Littlefield is the new general manager here in Pittsburgh, and one of his duties will being trying to figure out with the upcoming draft who to take with the #1 overall pick. They own that pick.
And what I understand, there isn't any clear-cut player out there or pitcher out there. Not like there's no Mark Pryor, and so it's almost a situation where the Cardinals find themselves, maybe this year is the best year to be selecting. Their first pick won't be until the 102nd pick of the draft.
That's because they signed Tino and Isringhausen.
Right. You lose your first-round pick, and you lose your second-round pick, I guess. And the fact, and then you have some sandwich picks in between, and the fact that they finished so high with a good record last year.
Speaking of Pryor, the Pirates will see him again. They lost to him in his debut. Chicago's coming to town. Simon Tachi's really settled down. That is strikeout number 3.
Well, you see what he does. He just keeps the ball away from these guys or in on them. Very few pitches in the heart of the plate. 2 of those 3 strikeout victims have been the leadoff man, Hermanson.
Ed Creech is now the Pirates' new scouting director.
Remember, he was with the Cardinals for a brief period.
That's right. He's a pitcher out of Ball State that has taken the lead, so to speak, out of about 5 players that they are looking at drafting #1. 3 of them pitchers, one a high school outfielder. Vina couldn't leap to get it. It's a base hit to the opposite way for Jack Wilson. He's 1 for 2. Fought it off and picks up the 3rd hit of the afternoon.
You know, it's amazing, though, and maybe this is some good information for families out there that might have a son that is going to have a decision to make whether he goes to college or goes into pro ball if drafted. Most clubs now will prefer to take the college player for a lot of reasons, but you know, that's what our recommendation would be. Unless you're giving a ton of money, go to college.
Yep.
No one can take that education away from you.
Here is Giles. He has been hot. A double with 2 outs back in the 1st. Scored on the home run by Ramirez. Average over 300. 11 home runs on the year. 27 RBIs. Wilson with 2 stolen bases is at first. 2-0. Giles with the double back in the 1st, now with an 8-game hitting streak. Hitting over 500 during the streak.
It's closer to 6 than it is.
Yeah.
583.
Hits a shot in the right. Boy, he's locked in right now.
15 for 25.
That's a base hit. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs. And it brings in the home run man, Ramirez. Boy, Giles has got that quick bat, and he ripped it into right.
Well, he's now hitting 600 on the nose in his 8-game hitting streak, but he just, you know, he had, what, 37 home runs last year. One of the young players are trying to build this franchise around. And leave Dave Duncan out to talk to Simon Tachi.
Giles, as a matter of fact, Al, has raised his average from 258 all the way to over 300 during this 8-game hitting streak. He's homered 6 times in his last 11 games, so he can hit for average and hit for power as well.
Including one of those was an inside to Parker. But in the 1st inning, Ramirez hits a 2-run home run. That was after Giles doubled to give them a brief 2-1 lead. And the Vina grand slam makes it 5-2, but it's in jeopardy here with 2 outs.
So the tying run comes to the plate. Here's the cleanup man, Ramirez. He hits a drive into right. Drew coming on, and he makes the play. Boy, that was a bullet, but right at J.D. Drew. So the Pirates strand a couple. First 2 they have left on this afternoon. We play 3. 5-2 St. Louis. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on WB11 is brought to you by Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By your St. Louis area Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. And by Bank of America, we find financial solutions that fit you. Last night it was a home run by Pujols, a 2-run shot, 4 RBIs by Marrero. That paced an 11-hit attack by the Cardinals. 6-3 win over the Pirates last night. Here's Renteria to Ramirez. 1 pitch, 1 out. It'll be Renteria, Matheny, and Eli Marrero. Isringhausen notched the save, his 13th on the year, his 10th this month. And Woody Williams improved to 2-0. Cardinals have won 6 of their last 7. Only loss was in game 1 of this 3-game set. Friday night, that stopped a 5-game winning streak. Kip Wells was very tough. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Mike Matheny. Looks at a strike, doubled and scored with 2 outs in that big 2nd inning for the Cardinals.
And Danny, you touched on it. With a win here today, they'd win their 5th consecutive series.
Get to a season high 6 games above 500.
You really try and go in increments of 5. You get to 500, then you try and get 5 games over. Then your goal is 10 games over, 15, 20,
so on and so forth.
Win the pennant.
0-2 on Mike. Ball outside. Cardinals are 15-8. That's their record for May. That's tops in the National League along with Colorado. They're 15-8. Clint Hurdle's done a really nice job. Took over for Buddy Bell, and Colorado has been much better. 2-2 on Mike.
I can't wait to see Tony Pena, the manager of Royals.
People love him here in Pittsburgh.
And to see his dance card.
His dance card?
Did you ever hear his speech?
I don't think I did.
When he kind of was talking to his team for the first time, he's made some analogies of dancing.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did see that.
If you can't dance, get off the dance floor.
I tell you what music we're listening to. I run this clubhouse. If you'd like to win Cardinals tickets and participate in the Southwest Airlines Family of the Game promotion during a Cardinals home game, here's your chance. Send your name, address, and phone number to Southwest Airlines Family of the Game. P.O. Box 771192, St. Louis, Missouri 63177. Good luck from Southwest Airlines and the Cardinals. Was 0-2 on Matheny. He draws the one-out walk, brings in Marrero. He was intentionally passed to get to Simon Tachi, who then picked up a base hit, and Pena followed with the grand slam. He laid down the law right away on the clubhouse music.
But he just made some analogies. If you basically saying if you can't dance or if you can't play, get out of here.
Yep. A lot of fans wanted Buck Showalter to get that job in Kansas City. But if you ask many of the players, I'm sure they would have elected not to have him there.
Well, Tony Muser was a very good baseball guy, but probably, he was a Marine, so kind of ran a real straight ship. So you kind of needed the other extreme.
And Showalter was a guy that
tried to micromanage every aspect of the game and everything that a player did. So they probably are enjoying the loosey-goosiness of Tony Pena and fun atmosphere, but lack of talent is what's going to do him in.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's in the dirt, blocked by Kendall. Very easily Buck Showalter still could be in New York. It was mandated, handed down that he had to fire some of his staff. He wouldn't do it, and he walked away from the job. Then in Arizona, we all know what happened in '96 for the Yankees, and since then with Joe Torre. Then he had the Arizona job, started that one from scratch. Minor league system, player selection, that's pulled foul. And last year, the year after he's fired, they win the World Series. Boy, a fan may be hurt down there in the seats on that line drive by Eli.
Well, it's typical that everybody reaches for it and leave a young 6-7-year-old girl look like she took it around the throat.
Oof. 2-2 the count on Eli, with Matheny at first. Ramirez only play is across the diamond. Nice play for the second out. Brings in the pitcher Simon Tachi, who has a base hit and a run scored already today. It's 5-2 Cardinals.
I saw the good news up there with Atlanta leading 5-0 over Cincinnati. So that's the incentive. You win this ball game, you knock another game off the standings. Another goal for the Cardinals on this road trip is to win all the remaining games and get to 500 on the road.
Simon Tachi deadens it. He is safe at first.
How about that? That's using your head.
He's 2 for 2.
I almost wonder where was Jason Kendall, the catcher, on that ball.
He had a better chance than Ramirez.
And look at him, deadens the ball right there, and Ramirez had no chance. The pitcher had to come in. He had to come in 55 feet as the catcher only had to go 5.
That's something that, remember we talked about that the other day with Tony La Russa, how his pitchers are always taking extra BP, and Simon Tachi along with Woody Williams have a little game about deadening the ball with practicing sacrifices, so bunts, and this time he bunts for a hit with 2 outs.
Anything to give yourself another opportunity to score.
Here is Pena. Grand slam.
See, that was
last time up.
That was the pitch that I thought that he was going to get, the pitch away and drive that one to the opposite field. But Vina's got quick enough hands that you can still take that approach with the ball away. If they come inside, you turn on it, but you still look away and try and peck away at that one, drive it to the opposite field.
First and third with 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike on Fernando. We'll be in Houston tomorrow afternoon. Come your way at 3. Pena, base hit, 5 RBIs on the day.
That was a nice piece of hitting. Same approach, very quiet with the hands, but ball out of way. You try and go up the middle or opposite field, and just ever so nicely. Look at him just reach out there, very controlled swing, right over the head of the shortstop. If they miss inside, they want to come inside, you drop the bat head, and with the bases loaded, you got your second career grand slam.
Fernando, 5 RBIs. That's got to be a career high for him.
I am sure of that.
And it is now a 6-2 Cardinals lead. Grand slam and an RBI base hit. And all that has been done too, Al, with 2 outs.
And maybe tie a career.
We'll have to take a look there. Here's J.D. Drew with Simon Tachi at second, Vina at first. Big crowd on hand here at PNC Park. They have been disappointed today so far.
Twice, now 3 times, he's had 5 RBIs in a game.
So matches his career high. But we are only in the 4th. 2-1 on Drew. Let's see if he can get into the fun. Albert Pujols is on deck. Josh Fogg is struggling. J.D. grounds it to the right side. Good play by Wilson. The flip to Fogg, and the Cardinals strand 2, but they add to their lead. Vina's back at it again. 5 RBIs on the day. 6-2 Cardinals. Vina, big day. 5 RBIs, a grand slam, an RBI base hit. He's 2 for 3. 3 hits in this series, and he is part of our Pizza Hut perfect delivery of the game. And this is the base hit last inning to make it 6-2. It's brought to you by Pizza Hut.
2 away from 1,000 now.
1,000 hits in his career. 2 away. Makoviak, the right fielder. Kendall, then Wilson, the first baseman. Here in the Pirates half of the 4th. Simon Tachi has allowed 4 hits on the day. Pitched out of trouble last inning with 2 on, and Ramirez, the cleanup man at the plate, got him to line out to Drew. Starts Makoviak with a strike on the outside corner. 6 home runs on the year for Makoviak. He's never hit more than 13. Very aggressive man at the plate with that short porch and right. You can do some damage from the left side. Struck out his first time up. Hits that one into the seats. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Simon Tachi, Al. Really unknown at this point what's going to happen after this start, because with the off days that the Cardinals have, really no need for a 5th starter. And who do you send down when Steve Klein comes back? He will make another appearance at Peoria today. That's pulled foul. So Klein will be back in the bullpen. And there are some candidates out there to be sent down, but a guy like Crudale comes to mind. But everybody has done a masterful job out there. And how do you send down a guy like Simon Tachi after what he's done and could pick up another win here today? It's a tough decision for Tony La Russa and Walt Jocketty.
Those decisions sometimes get taken care of for a manager and a general manager, but you're right. No one deserves to go down. We're just speculating. If you did send Jason down, you tell him to stay in the rotation until that 5th spot is needed. And obviously he's leaving an extremely favorable impression. So it's one of those deals where sometimes it's not fair to anybody, but win, and it would be what, in about 2 starts, about 10 days or so, that you would need a a fifth starter again.
Right. I think it's on the 8th.
Yeah.
June 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff man here in the 4th. Makoviak. June 8th will be a Saturday at Kansas City. By the way, we'll come your way on WB11 that night. Thinking ahead. In case you were wondering, Al.
Yeah. You know what is odd out there in right field? Look at that view right there, and you see anything that is missing?
No.
How about a right field light pole? They purposely left no light standard out there in right field, so you would not have any interruption of that unique view of downtown skyline. And then the light standards here are a throwback to the Forbes Field light standards.
That's going to be the staple of the new field, the Great American Ballpark, opening up in Cincinnati.
Now this is a combination of Forbes Field, Wrigley Field, and Camden Yards.
Strikeout number 4 for Simon Tachi. 1 out here in the 4th. Now is the time to schedule your group outing to Busch Stadium. The Cardinals offer many packages and discounts exclusively for groups. Some of the group specials include discounts on Terrace Reserve tickets every game, half-price nights every month. Call the group sales office at 425-0600, 425-0600 today to get the best seat locations for your group or party.
So it's Simon Tachi. Most of the time he's pitching ahead in the count, works on both sides of the plate, and rarely leaves something in the middle.
Kendall, a fair ball down the third base line. He'll trot easily into second with a 1-out double. Hit number 5 against Simon Tachi, but minimal damage so far. So 1-out double for Kendall. Brings in Wilson, and this pitch was...
I think it's, you can see it's in the middle of the plate again.
Yeah, you can get hammered.
That's what you're saying, that really doesn't have the stuff that he can blow by someone in the middle of the plate. That's why he works so effectively on the corners. He's allowed 5 hits. Fogg has allowed 6.
Here's Wilson, the first baseman, with Kendall at second, 1 out. Simon Tachi last time out was working on 10 days rest when he improved to 2-0 with a 3-1 win on Tuesday night at Busch. This is his 4th major league appearance. As Al told you, he was with Class A Hickory and the Pirates organization in '99. He was drafted by the Royals in the 21st round back in '96. He's been with the Royals, the Pirates, the Twins last year, and now St. Louis. First time in the major leagues. And the recommendation by Dave LaPointe, he is here. Pitched in winter ball, and Dave had him and recommended that the Cardinals sign him.
2000 is when he was in the Italian League. And, you know, you got to say that's equivalent probably to a low A league.
He was 12-1 with an ERA under 2.
But the only way to learn how to pitch is to pitch, and he was given that opportunity.
On 1 and 2, it's up the middle. Vigna on the short hop, settles, throws. Good play by Fernando. Had him positioned perfectly up the middle. And moving up on the play, Kendall from second to third. That brings in Benjamin. This is a nice play by Fernando.
He circles it and checks the runner at third before he throws and completes the out at first.
It's up to Mike Benjamin with 2 outs.
You know, all of the runs in this game for both sides, all 8 runs have come with 2 outs. So, Jason, don't let down.
Pujols even with the bag at third. Check swing, he went around. Benjamin is 0 for 1 with a ground out to Renteria. Talked about the Italian League. He was also part of the Olympics in 2000. Simon Tachi, as the Pirates will leave a man. Tino is there. They have left 3 on the afternoon. And they leave the pitcher on deck. We played 4, and the Cardinals lead it 6-2. Tonight on the WB, Jennifer Lopez stars in the inspiring true story of Selena Perez, a singer who rose to fame before being fatally shot by a deranged fan. J-Lo stars in Selena tonight at 6 only here on WB11.
Nice family programming there.
Promotional department of WB11 will take all your
deranged fan, huh?
Viewer mail. I just read the promo. Anyway, Selena's on tonight at 6. Here's Pujols, followed by Edmonds and Martinez. That's popped up and out of play over the Cardinal dugout. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. 3 for 4 with a couple of walks. They've scored 4 runs. Simon Tachi, as a matter of fact, is 2 for 2, Al.
And came in, he was 0 for 7 in his major league career, so hopefully he'll pick up his 3rd win. He's got a batting average now and the respect of his teammates.
2 balls and a strike on Pujols. Had a pair of hits last night. Homered last night and homered here today. Pounds it foul. He has hit safely in 15 of the last 17 for the Redbirds. His average was all the way down at 267. Now he's got it up near 300 again. Ooh, just missed inside.
Well, some teams have been trying to pitch him inside, and if they miss, he's been punishing them.
There's a strikeout of Albert Pujols. He knew it. Strikeout number 2 for the right-hander Fogg. Good pitch on the outside corner.
He's guessing something else. And it looked like it might have been a little bit wide.
Here's Jim Edmonds. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Thought about laying down that bunt. Ramirez is on the outfield grass almost. The 3rd baseman. Doesn't move well, doesn't run well. Now he finally moves in a little bit.
Allegedly has a sore ankle.
Last night did not run out a ball on a ground ball. Was booed heading back to the dugout. We heard he had an ego, and he's shown us why in this series.
He made a nice defensive play and tricky play on a swinging bunt by Marrero, so I think he could have run down the line.
Edmonds jumps on this one. Way out of here. Will it reach the river is the next question.
Yeah, it'll get to the river, but not in the air. I think it did anyway, but there's no doubt about that. That's the 3rd Cardinal home run of the day.
Oh, man, did he crush that one. 7-2. Edmonds 1 for 3 on the day. That's home run number 12 and RBI number 35 for Jimmy.
Boy, look at Jim just get into that. You know, he almost has that lean back. There was no doubt in his mind. Well over the stadium, and bounces off that river walk back there and into the river, I believe. There it is. So what's that, the 5th one? None has reached it in the air, but that is the 5th home run to go into the river in the 1+ years of this stadium.
Base hit up the middle. That's Tino Martinez's first hit in this series, and first hit here at PNC Park, and Fogg is being roughed up here in the 5th. Hit number 8. That's how you get a souvenir nowadays.
Yeah, they got it.
That's going to be it for Josh Fogg.
Well, you know what? Josh Fogg was 3-0 with an ERA of 0.46 in 3 starts during the afternoon. And that ERA has taken a beating here today.
He'll exit. with the Cardinals up by 5 runs. 7-2. He gave up 3 home runs to Pujols, Edmonds, and the grand slam to Vigna. Lefty coming in, part of a double switch. We'll talk about that when we come back. 7-2. New pitcher in the game, lefty Ron Vallone. He has bounced around in the major leagues. He'll appear for the 12th time this season, 2-5 this year. He's been in that starting rotation a couple of times. ERA over 6, and opponents hitting close to 300 against him. It's part of a double switch for Lloyd McClendon. For the Pirates into this game, Abraham Nunez. He'll take over at second. So done here this afternoon is Fogg. He's been knocked out of the game. Here's our NL Central standings brought to you by Dodge. As Al told you before, the Reds are losing big in Atlanta, so the Cardinals a chance to gain a game and be only 1 game out heading into Houston. They're 2 games out. NL Central standings brought to you by Dodge. Tony La Russa and the Cardinals have matched their high of 5 games above the 500 mark, trying to make it 6 here today. Edgar Renteria stepping in against Vallone. Martinez a base hit. He's at first. 2 hits in the inning. Renteria and Drew, the only starters that do not possess a hit or run scored. Vigna's had a big day if you're just joining us, with a grand slam and 5 RBIs, 3 home runs against Fogg, who's been knocked out of the game. He came in with a mark of 5-2, one of their impressive right-handers in this rotation.
Yeah, another Child hit, this time in the mouth. That foul ball over the Pirates dugout. Got to pay attention.
1-2 on Edgar Renteria. Grounded out to short and grounded out to third.
Yeah, right there. Fans want to be close, but better bring a glove.
Vallone would love the double play and get out of the inning. Pay attention on that one too.
Yeah, there's some vicious line drives being hit. That went off the tarp, and all those kids are ducking. But see, they got gloves. They're ready. Now hopefully they can use them. But, you know, all the adults stand up, jump for the ball in the last second. They jump out of the way, and that's when the kids get hit.
Ball and 2 strikes. Renteria goes the opposite way. Is that going to get out of here? Deep right field. Oh, what a play by Makoviak.
Oh, he didn't even know he caught it.
And a double play. What a play by the right fielder to chase that one down. Tino is doubled up, and the Pirates are out of the inning. We'll show the replay when we come back. A heck of a play in right. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on WB11 is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it, and by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. PNC Park, our first of 3 visits to this ballpark this year. Here's the catch by Makoviak.
Now watch him crash into the wall, and then the ball pops straight up, but it comes right back down into his glove. That's probably what Tino Martinez probably thought it was going to be off the wall, but then look it, and then it pops up and lands right back down into the glove.
Martinez was at first. He was doubled up, and the Pirates got out of the inning. So good play by the right fielder to help out Ron Vallone, who is now the pitcher for the Pirates. Nunez was part of a double switch. He'll lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th, with the Cardinals leading 7-2. Josh Fogg, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 of those intentional, and he gave up 3 home runs, including the grand slam to Vigna. Well, there's the young child that was hit on the face. His father carrying him out. Hopefully he'll be okay after being hit by the baseball on a foul ball behind the Pirates dugout. 2 balls and a strike. Hit into right field. That's a base hit. Hit number 6 against Simon Tachi.
Well, there's that bad positioning, a pitch down and into a left-hander. Normally low ball hitters, that's right in the plane of their swing.
6 hits allowed by Jason today. He has struck out 4. Only damage done by Ramirez back in the first, a 2-run home run to make it a 2-1 Pirates lead. Cardinals took it back. Hermanson, deep right field, drew back on the track, has room. Chad is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. That brings in Jack Wilson.
And now we'll get our ground ball to get out of the inning with a double play.
Wilson today popped out to short and picked up a base hit into right back in the third. 1 for 2. Hitting .221 on the year. Light hitting shortstop is Jack Wilson. He was handed the job out of spring training a year ago. Couldn't hold it. Sent down after just a month. Came back up and stayed with the club, and he's been their opening day shortstop and stayed in that position all year long this year. Runner was going, and that's fouled away.
Now that is one thing that if these advanced scouts have picked up on Simon Tachi, is that you can steal against him.
And he has a pretty good delivery to the plate from the stretch, pretty quick.
Now there's a hesitation in there. There's what they exploit. Even though Mike Matheny is got a great gun behind the plate.
There's your ground ball, but not the double play. Good play, though, by Simon Tachi. 2 outs.
Gets that little ground in, almost a swinging bunt, and Simon Tachi feels his position well. Didn't crow hop, but he throws a strike over there to first.
Two outs, man at second. Brian Giles 2 for 2 at the plate. It's now a 5-3 Atlanta lead in Dixie against Cincinnati. Giles, first pitch is popped up down the left field line. That is slicing. Pujols runs out of room. The Astros are going to see Kyle and Morris along with Garrett Stevenson. Series that begins tomorrow afternoon will come your way at 3. Hope you're having a great, safe holiday weekend. No balls and a strike on Giles. Nunez at second at 7-2 Birds. It'll be Darryl Kyle, who's 2-3 against Oswalt, 5-2. Boy, he was really tough against the Cardinals last time out at Busch Stadium this past week. Morris and Shane Reynolds, and then Stevenson will go against Tim Redding. Those are the pitching pairings for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Chance here for Giles, ahead in the count, 3-1. We saw McClendon down by 5 runs trying to generate some offense out with the hit and run that was fouled away the other night. On a 2-2 count, Tony La Russa decided to pitch out. Now it paid off. He guessed right with the runner trying to steal second, but Matheny dropped the baseball and could not get it to second. But I thought it was interesting. On a 2-2 pitch, he decides to pitch out.
Obviously, he felt like his pitcher could throw strikes.
Yep.
Wasn't afraid to run it the count full. Got to get through this inning right here and qualify for the victory.
Ramirez has hit the ball hard twice. Homered in the first. The only 2 runs of the day for the Pirates. In the third, he lined out with 2 on to J.D. Drew in right, and he hit a screamer.
But I would rather face Ramirez in Giles right now. Pick your poison. This guy has more holes and is more of an opportunity to strike him out. 2 outs. I mean, doesn't matter how you get him out.
Thought you mentioned something that was interesting about Simon Tachi, that his teammates really respect him already. He's been in the major leagues a little over 3 weeks, and to a man, they really respect all that he has been through and the way that he competes now in the major leagues.
First of all, when he has success here, they respect that, but they know his journey and his perseverance of trying to get to the major leagues. A lot of them had a much easier route.
Ground ball. Vina had him placed perfectly up the middle. And again, Ramirez trotting up the line at first. 7-2 Cardinals. To your quality Ford dealer and check out the great deals on the built Ford Tough F-Series trucks, now up to $2,500 cash back or 0.9% APR financing and a no-cost bedliner on F-Series. Ford, the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. 3:01 here in Pittsburgh, and you're watching Cardinals baseball on WB11 KPLR TV St. Louis and the Cardinals television network. Our Bud Sports crew of Lindsey Polite, Doug Stanton, Tom Mee, and Kent Samuel, Al Rabosky alongside, and my name is Dan McLaughlin. Great to have you with us. Matheny lines out to center. That's how we start the 6th inning. First time he has not been on the bases today. He's 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Hit it sharply, but right at Chad Hermanson. Brings in Eli. 4 RBIs last night. Looking much better at the plate last week or so.
Yeah, it just seems like he's gotten out of that wild swinging stage and gone back into the controlled one.
Nobody throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. Simon Tachi is on deck. He's 2 for 2.
He's shown the ability in his first 3 starts that 2 of them he's gone 7 innings.
Right.
So that is also a luxury. You get the hitters going, score you 7 runs in a ball game. That helps.
He also did it too with his starts in Memphis. He had gone 7 or more in those starts with the Redbirds. And then you talk about Atlanta, Cincinnati, and Houston, his 3 starts prior to this one here today. Atlanta, he went 7 innings, 5 hits. Cincinnati, a no decision, but a win, 4-2. 5 innings, 6 hits. And then Houston this past week at Busch, a 3-1 win, 7 innings and 5 hits. Eli shoots it foul. Watch out. A rocket into the seats. And again, another fan may be hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 4 here today.
Little girl. Wow.
Recall seeing this many people in the seats getting hurt?
Nope.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Eli Marrero with 1 out, nobody on. Pulled the string there. Vallone did, and a strikeout. Good pitch.
Well, Vallone was their opening day starter. Made 7 starts before they moved him to the bullpen. He was moved when Benson came back off the disabled list.
Really took a lot off that last pitch.
Absolutely, and had Eli way out in front.
6th inning, 5-run lead. 2 up and 2 down. Here is Simon Tachi. First pitch, ground ball to Wilson. He'll take it himself. Simon Tachi just walks to the dugout. He'll go back to the mound. The Pirates. And McKelviak, Kendall, and Wilson coming up. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. Our thanks to our crew here in Pittsburgh. They've done a wonderful job this weekend. Simon Tachi will see the right fielder, Makoviak, then Kendall and Wilson. Cardinals lead it 7-2. Jason has allowed 6 hits, including a home run to Aramis Ramirez back in the first. That's been the only damage, a 2-run shot all the way back in the first inning. Bottom of the 6th. And the first pitch is hit sharply to Vina. He's been busy today, hasn't he? 1 up, 1 down.
Well, you don't mind it anytime a ball is hit to Fernando, because the Gold Glove winner of a year ago is going to gobble him up. That's a good sign when it goes to him. Danny, once again, Simon Tachi is showing that he belongs here at the major league level, getting rid of hitters, very confident out there. They may hit some balls hard, but he has a little bit of say where to hit it.
Here's Kendall. Rounded out to short, doubled down the third base line. He's 1 for 2. Was left stranded back in the 4th. Pirates have left 5 on the day.
Just about every hit that he has given up was where he has missed his location. Duncan working on the charts.
1-1 pitch. 2-1. Jason Kendall tore his thumb last year, played through the injury, played in 157 games. Had the gruesome ankle injury of a few seasons ago. Lines that one up the middle. Edmonds has it. Ball's hit sharply, but right at Vina and right at Edmonds. 2 down. That brings in Wilson.
This guy last year tied a major league record with 7 pinch hit home runs. So they know he has the power.
One of those against the Redbirds a year ago.
The backup catcher is playing first base today. Play a little outfield also.
Pujols on the run. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th for Simon Tachi. We'll move to the 7th. Top of the order coming up. Vina has a 5 RBI day. Drew and then Pujols. Toppins. Congratulations to Kathy Toppins, today's merchandise prize winner in the Hyundai Long Drive Inning Sweepstakes. If the Cardinals hit a home run in the 7th, Kathy Toppins will qualify for the grand prize drawing for Hyundai Santa Fe at the end of the season. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer to complete an entry form. Vina to lead it off. Big day for Fernando. 2 hits shy of 1,000 in his career. Grand slam back in the 2nd. RBI base hit in the 4th. That was all done against Josh Fogg, their starter today, who came in with a 5-2 mark. And Vina's damaged those 5 RBIs all done with 2 outs. Goes the opposite way this time and slices it foul. Nobody hurt. Let's show you his day. It started with a line out to left field back in the 1st. Then in the 2nd, pulled an inside pitch for a grand slam with 2 outs. Then in the 4th, he goes the opposite way. That would score Matheny. And Vina's had a big day. Now with 24 RBIs on the year. 24. That's more than Drew. That's only 4 back of Albert Pujols. 2 away from Tino Martinez. He's ahead of Renteria and Matheny and Marrero. Not bad for the leadoff man.
Well, last year he set a career high in RBIs. And let's just keep on breaking your own record.
Here's the 0-2. Vina is hit by the pitch. More times than not, he'll lean into a pitch. He'll be able to just have it glance him, but that one caught him square. And Brad Henderson's going to come on out, Cardinals trainer, and talk it over with Fernando, make sure he's okay.
Well, you know, it's a way that he has a knack of getting a glancing blow, but you see that one looked like he got him more on the hip than the bat. On there you go in the elbow.
Right elbow, yeah.
And that'll knock all the feeling out of that. It is as tough as they come, but certain spots there's really no way to deflect it or to get any muscle.
They'll spray it.
Ethyl chloride.
Yep.
It just numbs it for a while, but when you get hit on the elbow like that, it's already numb.
Polanco is going to pinch hit here in the 7th. Atlanta, by the way, up now 7-3 in the 7th inning. That's good news.
They're going to take Vina out of this game.
Yep.
They had already announced Polanco was batting for Drew, and now you lose another player.
Figured Cairo would come in this game. And there he is.
Number 41, Miguel Cairo.
So Vina, third time he has been aboard today. He'll exit. Cairo will pinch run. And Polanco is the pinch hitter for J.D. Drew against Malone. Drew had been 0 for 3 and left 2 men on.
Interesting, though, because you usually would, Tony would always want that good defense out there. So you're trying to, he doesn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Trying to scratch with his nail to see if he can, what he can feel, what he can't feel.
So Vina's day is done. Here's Polanco. Rips it left side. Double play ball. Ramirez. Started by the third baseman. Nunez turned it at second over to Wilson. 5-4-3.
Second double play the Cardinals have hit in today. So they'll go and get some ice on that.
Here's Pujols with 2 outs. We want to thank one of our affiliates, Tulsa's WB19, for carrying Cardinal baseball. Now Pujols has had a word with our home plate umpire, Steve Ripley.
And we really got a thin bench, so Tony's going to try and make sure.
Who is Tony talking to there?
I'm not sure if he's talking to Edmonds or the on-deck circle. Now Ripley has his mask off. Looks like he's responding to the Pirate dugout.
0-1 is the count on Albert, who is homered here today. No balls and 2 strikes. I thought originally he was talking to Edmonds when he was at the plate, LaRussa. But then he walked right past Jim, who was on deck. But I guess it was somebody in the Cardinal dugout.
Well, right now he's trying to keep his roster intact.
Yep. On 0-2, Albert pops it up. Foul ground. And a play made by Craig Wilson. Pujols on the day is 1 for 4. Played 6.5. Cardinals lead it. Vina's out of the game now. It's 7-2. Great value and great fun at the ballpark. It's the Chevy's Cardinals Crew Kids Club for only $18. Members receive over $70 of great stuff. Cardinal merchandise, 3 tickets to Cardinal games, an autograph party on the 11th of August, CD carrying case, car organizer and travel bag. Find out more information on it, 421-3060, 421-3060, or log on to stlcardinals.com and find out more information on the Chevy's Cardinals Crew Kids Club.
That's a great offer for the kids. Get some chance to go see some games. Also have that picnic with a ball player. Miguel Cairo stays in the game to play second base. Polanco goes into play third, and Pujols moves from third to right field. Polanco, remember, he pitch hit for J.D. Drew.
that the first time that Albert's been in right this year?
Yes, and I think of all the positions that we saw Albert play, first, third, left, and right field was his least comfortable.
I agree with you.
I thought he played very, very well at first base.
To me, I think he's best suited eventually to be a first baseman. With it,
I agree with that. Tony doesn't agree with us because he says you can't utilize his throwing arm, but we've seen plays where having a good throwing first baseman, it really helps on many plays, especially that 3-6-3.
and his thought process is at third you're going to have those 3 to 4 5 chances maybe a night. Switch hitter Brown. Good play by Tino for the first out. That's how we start the bottom of the 7th. Simon Tachi, chance for his 3rd victory. A 3-2 win over Atlanta, a 3-1 win over Houston, and here in the 7th, 1 out. Leads the Pirates by the score of 7-2. So Brown is retired. Pinch hitting for Mike Benjamin. Here is Nunez.
So Valone is through. He went 2 1/3 innings, and the only thing he did was hit a batter. Mina.
Knocked Vina out of the game. Fernando was hit on his right elbow, glanced his back, and then hit his elbow as he spun away from it, and was taken out of the game last inning, or rather in the top half of this inning. So 1 out here in the 7th.
Sean Lowe will be coming out of the bullpen chute.
And that's the 3rd man that we have seen, part of that White Sox trade. Kip Wells on Friday night. Starter today was Fogg, and Lowe, the other pitcher, mixed in that deal. Nunez to Polanco. Good play, stays down. He was playing in, 2 away. Hit sharply to him, but stayed down and stayed with it.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a very efficient inning. Hopefully, 7th inning for Simon Tachi.
Last base runner out. You have to go back to the 5th inning. They had 1st and 3rd.
Yeah, the walk to Giles. And also in the 5th inning was the leadoff hit by Nunez.
Here's Hermanson. Fly to deep right his last time up. He's also struck out twice. Simon Tachi has struck out 4 on the afternoon. We're off to Houston after this win, hopefully here today. Good pitch. 1-2. Josh Fogg only lasted 4 2/3. Then Valone was used. He came in with 1 on, 1 out, back in the 5th. Hermanson into left center field. On the run, it's Eli. He's there and makes the play. Doesn't always look real smooth out there, but he gets there with that great speed. And a 1-2-3 inning for Simon Tachi. We played 7. Cardinals up by 5. This portion of Cardinal baseball from Pittsburgh on WB11 is brought to you by your local St. Louis area Kia dealers. It's about time everyone had a well-made car. By Auto Tire. For the very best in tires and service, you want to go to Auto Tire. And by Subway. Come in today and let Subway show you how good a fresh-made sandwich can be. Subway, eat fresh. Sean Lowe will be the 3rd pitcher used by Lloyd McClendon and the Pirates here today. Started with Josh Fogg, then Valone, and now Sean Lowe. Jim Edmonds will lead things off here in the top of the 8th. Last time up in the 5th. This one reached the Allegheny. A bomb off the bat of Edmonds. Home run number 12. RBI 35. And Edmonds on the afternoon is 1 for 3 with that home run. Mention the name of Sean Lowe. He is the new pitcher. Spent the majority of the season with the White Sox last year. Had career highs in wins and innings pitched and strikeouts. He split time between relief work and the starting rotation. He was 4-4 in 11 starts and 5-0 in 34 relief outings. And he was better out of the bullpen now with an ERA that was under 3.
Yeah, They thought the White Sox thought they were really going to miss him, but he's pitched very poorly for the Pirates.
And starts out with a base hit against him by Edmonds. 2-hit day for Jim.
And remember, well, every day is a 2-hit day for Jim Edmonds. So he'll add to his .331 average coming in with his 2 for 4. Sean Lowe was the #1 draft pick of the St. Louis Cardinals back in '92, 15th pick overall. But he has pitched very poorly here with an ERA nearly 8. And the opponents are batting .328 against him.
Came up with the Cardinals. His first major league action was in '97 when he was 0-2 with an ERA of 9.35. Pitched in 17 innings of that year, and that was all. There's Tino Martinez. Tino today is 1 for 3.
Well, when he is right, he's the kind of guy that can eat up a lot of innings and save your bullpen.
Went to Chicago in '99. The Cardinals traded him in a deal for pitcher John Ambrose.
Real skinny, hard-throwing player that I don't think he really got out of Double-A ball.
Tino, right side, could be 2, started by Wilson. Over to Wilson, then to Lowe. One Wilson to the other. Craig to Jack, then to Lowe, covering at first.
All right, here's one of those plays for a good throwing first baseman. The 3-6-1 double play.
Shortstop's responsibility on that one. Get it to the bag, get it to first base, and it's the pitcher's responsibility to be there.
Yeah, somebody's going to be there, either the first baseman or in this case the pitcher, but you throw it right at the bag, and there you see Sean Lowe gets over, and now he acts like a first baseman with a semi-stretch.
Here's Renteria. 1-0 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Edgar today was robbed of an extra base hit on a great play by Makoviak in right. And that was part of a double play, and the first man that Ron Vallone saw back in the 5th. Good pitch there by Lowe. Took something off it. 1-2. Lowe is now 31 years of age, from Dallas, Texas. Cardinals had some activity, Al, in their bullpen, but none doing as we speak.
Well, you don't know if they're going to try and get a complete win or a complete game out of this one, but sure wouldn't hurt going into Houston.
Little bobble on that exchange, and safe at first is Renteria. And a base hit awarded to Edgar.
Yep. Had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove. So he gets over here, and there you see the double clutch, and then eventually throws, and there's what happens when you're running hard. You get rewarded, especially if the umpire calls you safe when it appears you're out. What'd you think, Dan? There he looks like he's safe.
Safe, yep. On that final I thought the other replays looked like he was out.
But that's what it is. Doesn't hurt to run hard. Sometimes it'll pay off in the batting average.
And he gets a base hit out of it. So a 2-out base hit, infield hit for Renteria. And here's Mike Matheny, 1 for 2 on the day, hitting .261 now. Eli Marrero's on deck.
One of my favorite statements is, you'll never embarrass yourself if you hustle.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
Check on Edgar with 4 stolen bases. Matheny today has doubled and scored, walked and scored, and flied out. It's more of a line out to center field to Hermanson. 1 for 2. Ground ball, good play by Lowe, dropped it, settles and throws. Cardinals strand a man here in the top of the 8th. 7-2 Cardinals. Ford dealer and check out the great deals on the built Ford Tough F-Series trucks. Now up to $2,500 cash back or 0.9% APR financing and a no-cost bedliner on F-Series. Ford, the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, great weekends coming up at the ballpark. It is the family weekend we want to tell you about. The Royals will be in town. It'll be June 14th, 15th, and 16th. Merrimack Caverns Night, Christian Family Day, and the Pujols Bobblehead Day. The start on the 14th is a Friday night game at 7:10, Saturday at 1:10, Sunday at 1:10. Tickets still available. Also on that Sunday, it's Gateway Arch Run the Bases Day. So a great family weekend planned at Busch coming up middle of June. Interleague play. The Royals and Tony Pena will be in town to take on the Cardinals. 14th, 15th, and 16th of June. 421-3060 or stlcardinals.com for more information. Simon Tachi, the story continues with him. He's now pitching into the 8th inning, and he'll deal with a couple of hitters that have given him some fits today, and Giles and Ramirez. They're up 2 and 3. Wilson will lead things off. The shortstop has a base hit. He's 1 for 3.
Mike Matthews is throwing in the bullpen, so they won't go along with him.
Pitch count for Simon Tachi here today is at 90. He's been efficient. That's very, very efficient.
Well, you know, he's pitched 3 starts. You see he's averaging 89 pitches per start. He's gone 7 innings, 5 innings, 7 innings in his 3 starts.
I'd say this is making the most of your opportunity.
Absolutely.
Couldn't do much better. He's also had a 2-hit day to mix in.
You know, he's also in just a total win-win situation.
There's a ground ball. Tino is there. 1 away. Last base runners were back in the 5th. 1 out here in the 8th.
First inning leading out the game. Hermanson trying to strikes out. Then he gets Makoviak. Look at him reaching for a ball. Hermanson again. And Makoviak again. All 4 of his strikeouts have been with those 2 guys the first 2 times up.
Lindsey Polite putting together that package. Good job by Lindsey.
He has not retired Brian Giles here this afternoon. And now Matthews will sit down.
Giles has been on 3 times. Drives it deep right field. That's trouble. Pujols didn't even move. Home run for Brian Giles. How hot is he? 4th time he has reached base. And now he's a triple away from the cycle. 2nd run that he has scored. And it makes it a 7-3 ball game.
Well, he is on fire, but when you have a 7-3 or 7-2 lead, you'd rather have him hit the ball out. And all this, once again, another error in location, and the Pirates make it pay. But giving up 7 hits, and just about every one of them have been a pitch that was designed to be away, and the ball is in the middle of the plate or down and into a left-hander.
Here's Ramirez. He has the other home run today for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The other thing about Simon Tachi, Al, he doesn't waste any time. Gets the ball back, looks in, gets his sign, and lets her rip. You know, his defense and his teammates appreciate that. That's well hit, left center field. Edmonds can't catch up. 1 hopper off the wall. Plays it perfectly. He'll gun it back into 2nd. They would have had a chance to get Ramirez. They would have had a chance. And Edmonds saw it and threw a bullet into 2nd, Al, and they were positioned. The cutoff was to go to 3rd. And Ramirez was just trotting and dogging it into 2nd base.
Well, and then he tries to mask it up by limping a little bit, trying to say, oh, I got the end. But he came out of the batter's box, and there he goes. Oh, I'm going to cover it up now because I didn't hit it out of the ballpark. I'll blame it on my sore ankle.
Unimpressive.
It doesn't hurt to hustle. Veers can't get warmed up quick enough.
Here's Makoviak. So the home run by Giles, double by Ramirez. Like we said before, those two have given Simon Tachi some fits. And now he'll take his time and check on that runner and allow Veers to get warm. Home run by Ramirez and a double here today. He's also lined out, and that may be it.
Veers is ready, and so Tony making the slow walk. But once again, very impressive 7 1/3 innings. And not only does he keep his team in a game, but he's in line for his 3rd victory and 4 victories of his 4 starts for the team.
Seven and a third strong innings from the right-hander. Simon Tachi was done in the dugout. Woody Williams would make his way over to him eventually and talk over this start. 7 1/3 for Simon Tachi, and it's a lead of 7-3 for the Cardinals as the veterans talking it over with Jason, who has been very, very impressive. His 4th major league start, and he has a chance to go 3-0, and the Cardinals have a chance to win all 4 of his starts if they can hold on today. Veers will take over. This will be his 23rd appearance. He's 3-3 and an ERA of 3.33. Does have 1 save.
Hasn't pitched since last Wednesday when he blanked the Astros for 2 innings and was credited with his 3rd win. And right now, he got 5 outs to get for this bullpen that has just been sensational.
And I'm sure Tony a little bit took a look at, and the move was obvious. He had to make the move with the 8th hit by the Pirates. But in the order 5, 6, 7, and 8 was just 2 for 15 against Simon Tachi. 1 for 4 was 6 for 15.
Well, but it's also, you know, you're running out of gas.
Right.
2 dangerous hitters started. One launches one, the other one hits one off the wall in a deep part of the field, and so you go, hey, you've done a great job.
And this guy can hit a home run, and Veers is good against lefties.
Right. So this makes common sense.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Dan, you can see when the Cardinals get a start and the starter goes 6 or more innings, everything falls in place so easily for the bullpen. And that's what we're going to expect to see on a consistent basis. When they do that, you're going to win.
Good pitch by Veers, the splitter, and a strikeout. 3 strikeout day for the right fielder Makoviak. And it's up to Kendall with 2 outs here in the 8th, and Ramirez at 2nd.
The bottom fall out, and as Makoviak and these younger players get a little more experience, they'll learn. Okay, here's the last pitch. He's got that, taking a secondary lead.
That bad ankle, and he's able to take that.
Well, it only hurts at times.
Yeah, when he doesn't hustle. Kendall, base hit into left. And Ramirez will stop at 3rd. Unbelievable.
Well, with the score 7-3, I mean, the Cardinals are not going to contest the run at home plate, but you also don't want to run into an out. So,
and the 3rd base coach, by the way, Al, was waving him home, but he didn't watch that.
But I mean, that's, you know, he doesn't need a coach. He knows it all.
This guy's unbelievable for what we've seen the last 2-3 days.
I'll tell you one thing, I don't think he would last long on a Cardinal team.
No. Now with the veteran leadership, now with Tony La Russa.
Well, he'd either straighten up his game or he'd be shipped out.
I was watching the reaction of the dugout of the Pirates when he stopped at 3rd base, and some of the players just spun away in disbelief. So base hit by Kendall. Here's Wilson.
A couple more days he'll be sprinting to the paycheck window.
0 for 3 for Wilson. Started first base today, the backup catcher, very good pinch hitter. Young is still on the bench. Pokey Reese is still on their bench. 1 ball, 1 strike. Simon Tachi, we mentioned this before, June 8th would be the next time that a start would be needed from the 5th starter. And if that spot comes up and you're thinking about either Jason or Bud Smith, in my mind, you've got to go with Jason Simon Tachi, the way that he's proven that he can get people out at this level. And Bud Smith has struggled this season.
Well, I think what you do is you reward somebody that has done the job for you here. You may not be so bold as to say you're coming back to make that when we need a 5th starter, but I think you could make that statement to him based on the fact that, you know, you see what he has battled to get here, and then to take advantage of his opportunity. You want to keep him on his 5th day rotation, so if you made that decision to send him down to activate Steve Klein in a day or so, you could understand that, but I'm sure we're going to see more of him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Matheny, a good play.
And you don't put him in the bullpen because you want him to stay in a rotation.
For the 88th time, we freeze it on Mike Matheny this year, and he shows us the perfect form to block the baseball behind the plate. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch right down the middle. And Wilson caught looking. Beers a couple of strikeouts out of the bullpen. We'll head to the 9th. Cardinals lead it by 4 runs. Simon Tachi, 7 1/3 for Tony La Russa and the Cardinals. 7-3 lead. Gave up a couple of home runs, a 2-run shot to Ramirez back in the 1st, and a home run to Giles. In the bottom of the 8th, gave up 8 hits. He struck out 4, and a chance to go 3-0 in the big leagues. What a start. And what a story he has turned out to be. Here's Marrero. First pitch by low is a strike. Simon Tachi threw 96 pitches. The Cardinals, this is their first visit to PNC Park. They'll play each other 17 times, 10 of those games here. Marrero out in front, pops it up into shallow left. And a good play made by Giles. Left fielder hustling, the shortstop hustling, and Aramis Ramirez, well, let's take a look at how he reacted to this ball. Out there helping out his teammates, right, Al?
Yeah. Well, boy.
I mean, that's unbelievable. And he still hasn't moved.
No comment.
1 out. And Dave Beers will hit for himself. Cardinals were 14-3 against Pittsburgh last year. Their best season mark against the Bucs since 1985 when they were 15-3. Redbirds were 6-1 last year here in Pittsburgh. Won 6 straight, lost the final game. Beers over the head of Ramirez. That's a base hit for Dave Beers.
Show him where first base is.
And believe me, he was struggling trying to find it. Al, do you watch him there?
Yeah, I did. Look.
So Beers the base hit with 1 out.
Well, he gets up there and protects his ankle.
Miguel Cairo came off the bench for the St. Louis Cardinals, filling in now for Vigna, who was hit by a pitch back in the 7th. Cairo came in to pinch run. Vigna left the game with 5 RBIs, including a grand slam. The story of the game has been Fernando. Reached base 3 times. Grand slam home run back in the 2nd inning. Made it a 5-2 Cardinal lead. Cairo, a double play ball. Nunez takes it himself. And there's the double play.
That's the 4th double play today.
Beers will stay in the game. Bottom of the 9th. Cardinals trying to make it 2 out of 3. Dave Beers will stay in the game here in the bottom of the 9th. It's 7-3 St. Louis. We're talking about Vigna. He's part of our Bud Light play of the game. For the great taste that won't let you down, make it a Bud Light. We take you back to Fernando's grand slam home run. This is back in the second inning. It came with 2 outs. He has 5 RBIs on the day. That would bring around Matheny and Marrero and Simon Tachi. 5 RBIs, the grand slam by Vina. And Fernando, by the way, has been taken out of this game after being hit by a pitch. Hopefully he's okay. It was hit on his right elbow and taken out. Back in the 7th, Cairo has taken over at second base. Our Bud Light play of the game.
Danny, Atlanta holds on to defeat Cincinnati 7-5. So with a Cardinal victory here today, they could be trailing only by 1 going into that showdown with the Houston Astros starting tomorrow afternoon.
The Cardinals have won 6 of 8 against Houston this year.
The next 2 games are going to be on WB11, our flagship station.
And tomorrow will come your way at 3. 3 o'clock start tomorrow. Kyle against Oswalt. And we hope you join us. With a win today, the Cardinals would post their 5th straight series win. And against the NL Central, they'd be 10 games above 500, 21-11. 21-11.
11-14 on the road.
That's popped up behind home plate and out of play. This is Adrian Brown, the switch hitter. Hitting from the left side.
And 4 hits in his last 20 at bats, so
hitting just .211 on the year. .231 from the left side, his better side. 1 out. Simon Tachi would be the winner if the Cardinals can hold on. He'll be 3-0. This would be the Cardinals' 16th win in May. Tops in the National League. The Redbirds haven't had back-to-back losses since early May when they dropped 2 straight at Chicago. Starting to come together. Here's Nunez. Looks at a ball. Ball, 1 strike. Pinch hitter will be on deck. Looks like Osick. That's the pitcher spot low. Two and 1. Well, Tony's got to like the way that things have really come together.
Well, it came together at the right time when you're playing inside your division.
Should be 7 of 8 that they have won if they can hold on. Sharply hit to Renteria. 2 away.
Nice play by Edgar as that squares up on that ball. Still managing with 2 outs in the ninth.
First time we've seen Keith Osick. He will pinch hit with 2 outs and nobody on here in the ninth.
Backup catcher that doesn't get that much playing time because Kendall is so durable.
First pitch swinging. Fly ball. That's going to do it. Edmonds right in front of Albert Pujols, and the Cardinals take it. They win it by the score of 7-3, and they're now a season high 28-22, 6 games above 500.
Well, good victory here. Let's hope Vina is okay, but Simon Tachi continues to perform, and the offense was in good shape today with a lot of 2-out base hits.
Cardinals are a game out in the Central. Simon Tachi 3-0. Fogg drops to 5-3. We'll wrap it up in just a moment. Cardinal baseball on WB11 was brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with lower fares. By your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Cardinals on WB11. And by Dobbs Tire and Auto Center, St. Louis's #1 choice for tires and automotive service. 2 hours and 22 minutes. The Cardinals win it by the score of 7-3. Simon Tachi is 3-0. Josh Fogg, the loser, he is 5-3. And the Cardinals have won their 5th straight series. It's off to Houston. We'll come your way tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Our final score, again, 7-3. Our next telecast tomorrow at 3. This copyrighted telecast has been an exclusive presentation.